Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Star Ladder Season 12 America. We're in Phase 2 and the final day of America. Today, we get to find out which of these teams is going to be duking it out to the bitter end, and that one spot will be filled. And, well, right now it's going to be Wheel taking on Complexity. We're in game number 2 after a very long and, unfortunately, a maybe somewhat frustrating game number 1. Fly or Simba or TLK, their off-lane player, unfortunately had some connection problems. Stepped out of the game for about 10 minutes plus time. We waited for him. He eventually did come back, played through a game that was very, very close, and then he did go again. And, well, unfortunately, there was just no more pause time, so they had to play on 5 versus 4. Ultimately, it was Wheel who were able to push down the base and get the job done, though really, who knows what could have happened if they had all 5 players. But now Complexity are back. They got a stand-in. It's Chessie. We'll see if they can even things up. I'm going at it with my good buddy Maut. Maut, do you think they can do it now with Chessie? That is a big player to have on your side, if I do say so myself.
Chessie is absolutely an outstanding player. Before we knew what was going to happen, and when he played with Alliance, I had a chance to talk with Kelly at ESL New York when they were playing there with Hani with his stand-in, and they were really frustrated because they knew how good Chessie actually was and how good of a player he can be. He's played with his Complexity roster twice. I'm not sure when. I think it's been a while since he has played with them, but he's a very good player, and I think that they have a very solid chance of evening this game up and go into a third game as well in this series. However, Wheel, they're looking for the clean sweep, the 2-0 if they can, and it's definitely a possibility. Honestly, I think that both teams have a very good chance. It just comes down to the draft. Wheel will ban out the Vengeful Spirit, and again, Swindle's Storm Spirit as well. That's a big factor, but they will not ban out the Earthshaker. Fogged will be able to take that along with him this time, and that's been a very big hero for himself as well. Yeah, and just to go back, if people are thinking, oh, Chessie, who's that? Or, oh, is he still good? He's been out of the game for quite a while. Well, on his recovery path, he's been drilling the pub scene. I mean, take that as you want, but if you go over right now to the Dota 2 leaderboards, hit Europe, guess who's at number 2? It's Chessie, 7.2k MMR. Very, very impressive, and well, we'll get to see him flex that skill set here. I'm not sure when the last time he's gotten to be able to be in some competitive shoes, but he's going to try his best because, well, Complexity need this win or they're done. They go home, no Star Ladder dream for them, and we'll get to move on to face Tinker, but let's see what they go. So, yeah, Shadow Fiend Earthshaker, a great grab for Fogged. He'd been repping it yesterday and did some solid work with it. Usually he likes to be there as your almost guardian angel to your mid laner like Shadow Fiend, that when they try to be extra aggressive, he'll be there to kind of turn the tide. But they do ban out the sniper. No surprise. Troll's got to go. I would not be surprised if we'll consider picking up the Lina earlier than later so it doesn't risk getting banned out, because Lina is one of your next go-tos to go head-to-head with your Shadow Fiend. Lina absolutely is such a strong hero. The only problem is that I don't know if Relic picks it. Or plays it rather. What did he play yesterday? That was the Wind Ranger. That could also be another option. Oh yes, you're right. I forgot about that. Lina or Wind Ranger, either of the Gingers, honestly, and they'll be in a good spot, I think. I would be super surprised if they didn't go for one of those 2 heroes. Although, Sniper's banned out, so yeah, one of those 2 heroes, I think. Thank God, because we've seen enough Sniper and Troll, so they do go. Yeah. Axe was also banned, so we get welcome with the Lord. With the other top-tier grabs. Somehow Batrider made his way. He's usually just 100% banned, but we actually get to see him grace the side of Wheel and probably in the hands of Mike. And we got to see at Star Ladder last season what he could do. A lot of people were just expecting maybe Team Fire to not really get a win and not really impress, but there were a couple of games where they upset, and that was on the back of a Mike Batrider. So you can't sleep on that, and we'll get to see what he does with it. And I believe it's the first time, at least in Phase 2, we'll get to see him play it. And now for Complexity, they do round out their support duo by getting the Lion. So already they got a serious amount of lockdown and stun. And there he is. It's going to be Slark, who many consider sound like OD Pixel. Really? If you actually hear him talk, I can kind of hear it. I guess so. I mean, sure. Watch, everyone's going to be listening for it now. I mean, I know I am. I'm getting like, no, man, no. That doesn't sound anything like, what are you talking about? It's crazy. Well, he's a hype hero.
Pixel's a hype caster. You know, it kind of works out.
It's also, Slark is also incredibly ugly, and I'm pretty sure OD is not. He's an attractive lad.
I'm sure Slark is considered attractive amongst his people and his species, so...
Well, I mean, attractive in comparison to who? What, the lion? Because I guess that's true. Lions.
I mean, their whole team is not attractive. I mean, maybe Earthshaker, you know, he's rugged.
Yeah. His beard, he's a long beard.
Right,
I mean, meanwhile, you'll have, like, Batrider's kind of ugly. Juggernaut has a mask. You have no idea what he looks like.
Probably hideous under that mask, yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe he's handsome. Maybe he's just really shy.
It's probably like Phantom of the Opera. It's probably not that pretty. I mean, he's a battler. He's probably got, like, some serious scars, you know, battle tissue that's been dislodged.
10 seconds.
I don't know.
There's a possibility. I mean, he does get in close combat. Witch Doctor, who's got like the cool nose piercings that
sometimes,
like jut out like
you know, his cosmetic, he's got the mask, so he's also hideous, you know.
Yeah. Zeus is whatever, he's fine, I guess.
It's hideous. Look at his models.
Well, I mean, he's small. Zeus is too small in my opinion.
Yeah. Certainly could use an update. Hopefully
Lena would be a welcome sight on Wheel. Unfortunately, Complexity banned him out. Wind Ranger may be the pick here for Wheel. I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, Complexity could also pick Wind Ranger to deny him and put him in the off lane. It depends on what they want to play. So.
Yeah, you are right. They have the next pick. They ban out the Clockwork. Okay. Okay. And if they wanted to go with not the Wind Ranger, another offlane option, you still got your Bristleback, Centaur, Tidehunter, all pretty good options. I'm actually just curious why we don't see enough Centaur. It feels like Centaur only comes up if it's like, oh, you need kind of a gap closer, someone who can bull rush, or you get it side by side with a sweet like Chen pick, and then you have like a full-fledged army to stampede with. But I'm more or less anticipating that we'll probably see the Tidehunter. But then again, I don't know if Chessie is just filling in as the off lane. I believe when he was on Alliance, he was the mid lane, you know?
Yeah, that's a possibility. They pick a Puck as well, which is an offlaner that is very solid against these heroes. There's really no reason for him to get caught. If Zeus is not, Zeus could be mid. We should talk about that. I kind of expect to see Zeus support, but he could also be mid against Shadow Fiend, which is not bad, but it's tough, man. It's very tough to call this draft. I really want to see Wind Ranger, but I don't know. I think that'd be great, but
I think there's a chance we could see it here. I mean, really, where else could we go? Queen of Pain is also still out there. If he feels like he would be able to go toe to toe with Shadow Fiend, and we're of course anticipating that this could be a support Zeus. I don't think Relic's been playing a whole lot of mid lane Zeus, so I'm just more or less anticipating this is a support Zeus, and that can really benefit just from his passive and its massive range. 1200 range will prevent your Lion, your Earthshaker, and all them from really being able to get a strong initiation. One just easy Thunderbolt on a creep in the mid lane, and you're hiding Earthshaker is not going to be able to initiate. And, well, there she is. Lady Ginger herself, Relic indeed, will be sporting the Wind Ranger, and, well, he was dominant with it yesterday, and looking to do a bit of the same here.
The Wind Ginger, she has arrived. Her Majesty coming in, now playing. And the shackle shots that Relic hit the last game were absurd. He hit one in the top lane to win the game, essentially. And I was on to 2 heroes. It was actually rather impressive. And, well, we'll see how things go. I do hate to do this to you, Dakota, but I do have to go AFK for a couple of moments, so I will be back momentarily.
You do you. And you just come back when you need to. I'll just kind of lead in with this amazing pause that is now going to be underway. So as Maut does step out, before he returns, I can just quickly lead in with our introductions here. So welcome, folks. Star Ladder Season 12 America. We got this best-of-3 matchup in what I guess you could call the lower bracket final. Winner going to move on and meet Team Tinker in the final matchup. And that winner will move on to the Star Ladder LAN final in DreamHack Bucharest. Should be an awesome time as we step away from good old Kiev and get to go to Romania. Should be awesome. So, Wheel on your Radiant side, we got IX Mike who'd been standing in, or maybe their newest member. He's playing your Batrider, already kind of burning through the wood side here. I'm curious to see if he's going right for the jungle bat, or if maybe he's doing this to help out his support staff on being able to stack more of the camps. You got Derp, who played a really solid Omni Knight in the previous game, some epic saves there. Relic, of course, he's going to be playing your Wind Ranger along the top. We got Cecil sporting one of his favorites, the Jug, and that will leave Fan of Soyan, also known as Goody, who's going to be playing your Zeus. Radiant side, we got Complexity. Really unfortunate for them in the last game to have to duke it out 5v4, and they ended up losing the game, but now they got their stand-in, and they're looking to bounce back. Swindle Melons is actually going to be playing what looks like the off-lane Puck, and they're going to have Chessie, their new stand-in, play the mid-lane Shadow Fiend. They get an early fissure off. It actually traps Relic. He's in trouble. This is going to be your first blood, and already Complexity strike first and get that sweet bonus before I can even finish the introductions. Nicely played from them. Fogged, he's going to be playing your support Earthshaker, sporting, of course, that Green Dream Dank cap. Got to show that off every time. Z-Freak going to be playing your support Lion. And finally on your bottom lane, none other than Ziz, or Mr. ZYZZ, a.k.a. Louie, going to be playing your Slark. So here we go. Doesn't take very long for action to strike. And Complexity going to get that early benefit. And actually, who did get the last hit? Oh, of all people, it's Chessie. Oh, this Shadow Fiend normally needs a couple of levels to really get that base damage built up so he could be a strong contender. Now, maybe not as necessary as he gets a quick level 2. Relic just reaches his there, but he's going to have a bottle on the way. Pretty snappy. Fogged, who had already committed a lot of his mana, is going to be going back to base, it looks like, to regen up. And, well, as the lanes do calm down, it does look like, indeed, Zeus is just going to take a bit of the solo farm on this bottom lane. He will get bullied back, and Z-Freak's right there to cancel his sweet little clarity. But it looks like they want this Zeus to kind of get some levels really fast. Because that's the thing. That's when Zeus really kind of hits a good early peak and a good early stride, is when he gets those levels online sooner than later. And this, of course, leaves Mike to kind of do what he wants in the jungle. He does have the bad luck of some golems here to work with, but the other camps have already been stacked up. He's just trying to get over that really hard first hump when you go to the to the jungle, and that is having to get to level 2. Then you get the sticky and things become a lot easier. All the meanwhile, Zeus goes down. It looks like he just bought out and denied himself to the ancient camp. Gets a quick express trip back to the fountain, buys a TP, and will make his return back to lane. Now has boots and a clarity. Just wants to be fresh and new and ready to try to leech in some XP, but pretty much Slark is going to have the time of his life with his free CS. But look at this, anticipating that Mike is in the jungle. Swindle is going on a bit of an adventure here. Trying to scout out and see exactly what the hell is going on. Does see Mike. Does see what's happening. 2-minute rune pops up. Derp is going to grab it. It's a DD. And Swindle is pretty deep here. Might have to use a lot of his skill set to get away, because he walks into 3. There's a long orb, and he jaunts to it to the low ground and walks away. I guess you could say space created, as he's able to divert the attention elsewhere. But that doesn't really stop someone like Sleesel from farming it on up. So he continues to find his farm in his way. He's at 13-3. Your head CS, though, still belongs to Relic. Uh-oh. Could be in trouble. Cuts away. The courier's there as well. Relic eats the auto attack. Oh, what a shackle. Power shot, not enough damage, though. That was very close. Hey, man, welcome back.
I'm very, very sorry. There was an emergency. I had to
fine.
apologize.
I trust you. Don't worry about it, my man. It's totally cool. Welcome back, but nothing too crazy. They did get a nice first blood onto Relic. Nice catch there from Fog with the fissure. Locked him in place, and there was really nowhere he can go. And of all the people to get the first blood, it was Chessie, who's playing their mid lane Shadow Fiend. That was another thing, is Swindle went to the off lane with this puck. He's kind of been roaming around a lot, but, you know, he's making the best of it. Mike went right to the jungle on his Bat Rider, and the second kill they got, I think, was just more of Fanasoyon or Goody denying himself to the Ancient stack. That's all.
Okay. All right.
So now you are up to speed. Anyone else who just joined?
You know, well, I'm interested to see this match between Relic and Chessie. I'm surprised Relic is keeping pace, but again, as any Shadow Fiend, you will just get level 5, double raise the wave, and then proceed to head to the jungle. And that might be the case here. Chessie's looking to maybe harass as well.
They know Mike is farming the jungle, and they want to do something about it. They have put out a mission as they smoke up. Huge stack. Can they take it? Mike's not around. Derp is, though. Oh, smoke is popped. They see Derp. He might be in trouble, and he's not going to be able to get the cask off if he gets locked down, and he will be. Very nice work. Good movement comes out from Complexity. Puck is going to get that kill. And you can see Chessie nearby, still dancing, hand in hand with Relic. Maybe try to body block him so help could come closer. Even a long-range fissure could have set up a kill there, but he's not going to get it.
That was really good body blocks from Chessie. He needed one more for them to probably get in position to be able actually to take him down. But Relic was able to secure the top rune, and now he'll continue to farm. And Chessie, he wants to take this stack. Mike is nearby, but he is alone. Derp will walk in. Fisher blocked. Mike has Firefly.
Oh,
they will grab the kill, looks like. Maybe they're so close. Mike's still alive, the Voodoo Restoration. But this does mean that Chessie might be able to secure this stack. Even Relic rotating over.
Oh, this is awkward.
It's dangerous. Who knows who's going to come out on top here?
It's like just a lump sum of gold, and everyone wants a piece of it. This is sweet, delicious, succulent stack. And everybody wants to get involved. But how long do they neglect their laning stage just to make sure they can't contest it, or best case scenario, just steal it for themselves? You know, Fog has been moving around a lot. He's still only level 2. Your mid laners kind of getting involved, puts them off of their game a little bit. But maybe now Mike, with the aid of a support, or maybe both supports, can help secure him that gold. Because if he's put off on a late Blink Dagger, that is no bueno. They actually get a D ward, which is very good. And all at the same while, it looks like they get to jump onto Relic in the mid lane and take him down. Set up from a Fog Fissure, follow up with Z Freak, and there's nowhere he can go.
Yeah, that's a really nice play. Just making sure Relic gets caught by the Fissure, then running in. When you get caught by the Fissure and there's a follow-up stun from a line, there's a good chance you will, in fact, die, no matter of the hero. Swindle even rotating over from the off lane to try to contest this this huge stack. This absolutely ginormous stack.
I mean, can we just talk about how big this stack is? No, it is.
It's gonna provide
it's a big one.
At least 500 to 700 gold-ish for Mike if he's able to get it.
It's just so funny to see the value everyone has into it to be that close, but yeah, Fog could be in trouble.
He's not dead. Maybe Sleazel's dead? He tried to get the animation off, and he just wasn't there. Everybody's rotating. Swindle actually, Lucio Orbs does not jaunt across to the high ground, finally does. Meanwhile, the only person actually farming while this is all happening is Ziz down bottom, who, by the way, has a Midas at 6.5 minutes with boots, which is pretty well timed. Well played from Ziz.
Yeah, he's like, guys, do what the hell you want with that stack. I got a good thing going here. And for a while, Sleazel was doing the same thing. That was the first time I saw him adventure away from that top lane. So I'm curious to why he was looking to get involved, maybe hoping he could sneak in a quick Omni Slash. But everybody has been congregated towards this party in the mid lane. Stack looks like it'd been brought down for the majority as Mike continues to work. Earth Spike from Z Freak as he gets a little bit of solo time here. Chessie steps off. We'll work with the side camps to farm up. And, well, pretty much the rest of Wheel and their supports continue to, like, flirt around this mid lane. Maybe just looking to D-ward as best as possible. There's no ward nearby, so this is just a bit of a long adventure. They're going to eventually have to just buckle down and get the levels. You can't have these two supports be too far behind. Derp is still trying to get level 3.
Yeah, this is an interesting start to the game for sure. All the supports roaming around. Mike up to 1900 after taking that stack, by the way. Blink is not too far off. No bottle, no tranquils, which is unusual for Bat Riders these days. A lot of people will get the Blink, then they'll pick up the bottle, then they'll head to the jungle, or they'll get Blink, they'll get they'll get tranquils, they'll get boots, and they'll head to the jungle. But no, he goes straight for the Blink Dagger instead. He's going to stack up again. And this should be enough for his Blink, at least these two camps here with the Alpha Wolves. But Swindle's going to come in and he'll try to contest.
Aha!
Mike is low, very low in fact. Needs to be very careful.
Oh, yummy.
Gets one. And that's going to stop Mike from getting his Blink with these couple of kills.
Yeah, that was a Centaur he took down. That could have been the Blink because he'd get this one, and yeah, he would have had it. So, unfortunately, he might have to wait. What, 50 seconds?
Something like that.
That's 50 seconds toward a potential kill. That's a game breaking. Nah, maybe too deep to go into that, but it looks like he might just have to wait out the clock for the next 30 seconds or so, but then he'll have that Blink, and I think Complexity might be aware. So, and you can also see even the Witch Doctor going to be buying the purple stuff for him, so he'll have that smoke. And then he can look to go on an expedition. Will he be successful, though? And who would be the best target? Does he make a go at the Slark in the bottom lane? He is always just a hard target to go on, and always a top pick when you're getting stuck against a Bat Rider, because that freaking Dark Pack, man, it is so good.
I think it's too dangerous to go for the Slark. You want a guaranteed kill when you first have your Blink Dagger. I think a support or Shadow Fiend or even that Puck, honestly, one of those options. Maybe not the Slark, but we'll see how dangerous Mike is feeling right now. And if he heads bottom, he's feeling pretty dangerous. He's going to smoke into the enemy jungle. Relic will fall behind him. That gank squad should be more than enough to get the kill on any hero they find, but who will it be? Maybe Fogged. He's the closest one towards Mike right now, and it looks like he's probably going to be the target.
Pop of the smoke. Jump in is on Slark, but because Fogged is there, gets the stun. But yeah, no Dark Pack, but he is able to get off the Shadow Dance. And your first lasso gank, it's not going to be happening. Credit to Fogged to just kind of be at the right place at the right time, anticipating that maybe something was coming soon in the form of a Batrider Blink Dagger. And well, fortunately for them, it was going to be on bottom. So your first gank not happening, and because it's a Slark, he's pretty much back to full life, A-okay, and gets to go back and resume his farm.
No Dark Pack, but I mean, they couldn't flash the Shackle, which is level 3. Would have lasted long enough for them to get the kill 100%, but that Fissure, like you said from Fog, absolutely well placed, and Relic needs like a Blink Dagger in order to kind of suppress that, and it's just not there right now. So it was a good effort. Like I said, it's dangerous to go on the Slark. That could have turned even worse, but it turns out that, you know, they get the lasso off, they don't get the kill, they waste a bit of time, but he's already back down bottom farming up, and he was even in the jungle for a bit of time. He's in lane now. They know the Blink Dagger is up, so for Complexity, it's just going to be them playing very passively. Chessie will stay in the jungle, except for the 1 or 2 creep waves he has to push out. He's up to 2.5. He's going to buy that Eul's almost outright.
Yeah, he's...
within the next couple of seconds here.
He's looking pretty beastly. Top of the net worth 6.2k, and he is going right for that Eul's. And he's looking to make a strong debut with that. So for your newest player, a lot on state, you know, a lot on the line. This is an elimination game here for Complexity, and they are putting a lot on the shoulders of Jesse and his injured back. Trying to carry this one back in with a strong Shadow Fiend performance, and he's off to a really nice start, so we'll see if he can follow through. Meanwhile, over on the wheel side of things, they got a couple of sweet stacks here. The Ancient Camp that Cecil's looking to chunk on through. He's got his Mask of Madness and Phase Boots already, but he still needs some extra assistance on bringing it down. Has to pull them back up to the high ground, and I like the safety zone they do build up here. Zeus scouting out for any wards maybe on that high pedestal. I can see him doing it, but he is going to be in the dark. So it looks like there'll be no contention. Though Slark is nearby, he's waiting, and ooh, what a rune. A DD rune going to be picked up and bottled up.
Cecil and Will know that there are a couple heroes in the Radiant jungle nearby, but he should be fine to take this ancient stack, although he needs to have it. He's going to pop the mom. He needs his healing ward. That's what, there it goes. All right, so yeah, he'll finish off this this camp. He'll get a Yasha, I think, probably after this, or at least get close to it. And then from there, there is the silence on Puck, so maybe he goes Manta style this game. Might be an okay option. SY is the other choice. So Chessie does have his Eul's. No, you know what? I know this. Relic's done this a lot, all right?
Okay.
He kind of just disconnects or AFKs for like 5 minutes at a time in like a lot of his games, and then just comes back, so.
8:16. Yeah. I am assuming... That's the real time. It's 5:16 where I am. Yep. Checking the clock. Now it's Swindle who's like, okay, we got you timed here. Your turn to pause after this. All right. But Relic's already back, so not the same case. But like you said, their own thing. More scribbling on the mini-map. I'm just going to go check out this upper part of the map. But it doesn't matter. We're already back in the game. Mild hiccup. No big deal. Wheel finish the stack, they smoke up, and they're looking to give it a second go here with Mike and his Blink Dagger. And, well, unfortunately for them, they have just departed from the lane. Can they catch him on the way out, though? Fogged is the slower of the two, but they have beelined their way towards the Roche area. Now they're going to cross paths. There they are. Zeus pops the ult, and the Echo immediately from Fogged. He does get taken apart from the Omni Slash. I don't think they can get Ziz. They're going to have to let the Slark go. They eat a lot of damage for it, but they get their kill. And they finally get themselves on the board. And as that happens, though, Puck is able to get a kill on the Witch Doctor in the top lane and pushes himself up to 5-1 here for Complexity.
Yeah, the Dream Coil coming out. Getting the kill on Fogged is something, but they desperately needed somebody else. And they couldn't find Ziz, unfortunately, with the lasso. Even though it was available, Mike had to TP away. He was too low to try and stay. So now it turns out Relic is going to pick up a Bracer, which is an interesting choice. he could have a full drum. No, Yasha flying out for Sleazel, he'll have that. So yeah, it is going to be Yasha for now. Again, Manta or SNY, either are fine this game. I think because there is a silence, Manta might be the better of the two choices. But that's the option he'll go for. Mike is going to try to get Tranquils very quickly. He's got enough money for it, actually. And his or maybe just actually going for his force next, which is more than likely. Yeah. Which is, when you get that force, that's when you become a threat on the bat right. I mean, Blink Lasso is great, but Blink Lasso force back to your team into a safe situation. Uh-oh, Ziz is going to haste through him. Goody is in trouble bottom, and he's dead. Yeah. Ziz will secure the kill. A hasted Slark, that's a frightening idea.
Nothing Zeus could do about that. Not even a quick rotation would save him. And, well, Slark gets to eat up a quick little support right there. Now 6-1 here for Complexity. And, you know, you talk about how promising it could be for Mike once he gets that force staff, but this is not the easiest team to jump onto. Now you got to consider already outside of your Earthshaker, who could be an easy one to slow down Bat without a BKB. Also, you got Lion, who does have a Blink Dagger now, and even the Yules on Shadow Fiend. This is not an easy team to jump in as a Bat Rider. Not until you get that Blink Dagger. Mike has got to get one pretty damn fast, and that still has to come after that force staff.
Yeah. This is 6-1. Swindle is doing well. If you can get that Blink Dagger, I feel like there's a lot of initiation potential.
Yeah.
And then you can Dream Coil, Silence, walk in with Fogs, Echo Slam, who is 6 as we saw, but his Blink is very far off, although he has Tranquil Soul Ring, so he doesn't really need anything else. And now the Shadow Blade done for Slark. This is, again, more and more common as we've seen it. A lot of Slarks going for this.
Yeah, it's an interesting grab. You know, usually between one of the two big mobility items, Blink or Shadow Blade. Shadow Blade's kind of been coming into its own. I find it a bit interesting to pick up in a lineup here. You're going against a Zeus, but maybe he's anticipating he can get the jump onto Zeus before he could be scouted out. But now you can see Zeus unleashes the Thunder God's Wrath. Probably doesn't scout out and see where Ziz is, so that kind of raises an eyebrow here for Wheel and forces them to play a little bit more safe next to each other to make sure that if anyone gets jumped, they'll have an ally nearby.
What really they caught out was top. I think there was a gank from Swindle as well as Z-Freak. I don't know if they had a smoke, but IX Mike was able to blink out in pretty much the last moment and survive. So he with the quick reaction, was able to... And even the illusion still causing him to be anxious, as you can clearly see. That illusion, man, it's dangerous. He's going to flame break it. It'll kill it. And Mike will continue to get the Satyr. And he's got his almost full force staff. He's 900 gold away from finishing that bad boy off. Relic going for an early Maelstrom this game. Again, Relic really prioritizes the damage rather than maybe the mobility of the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, today Slasher released his Slasher's Way of the Wind Ranger. I don't know if you got a chance to look at it or not.
I didn't know.
Well, Relic, gets stunned twice. Whoa!
Goodbye.
Oh my goodness. Both supports getting in on that action, commit both their stuns and both their ultimates to take him down. That's a lot of hate, but it's a mission accomplished, I guess, to just take down that pesky Wind Ranger core. But, you know, for Relic, he's prioritizing getting the immediate Maelstrom. And Phase Boots, with many say, is the more fight-oriented kind of Wind Ranger, where Slasher's Way seems to be more kind of split push, you know, objective-based. He likes to take down that Tier 1 tower in the mid lane, then looks to move around. He rushes for the Agnum Scepter, so... I don't know what we're going to see from there on out, but Relic is going to find his own way.
That's kind of interesting, rushing for the Ag Scepter, because you don't even know if you're going to have that level 2 ultimate by the time you have your Ags, and specifically level 3, but I guess it's fine either way. I suppose that works too. I don't know. I think getting any of those 3 items at any point in time, Blink, Maelstrom, and Ags, I don't care what order you get them in, just get them. Just pick up those items, because those are amazing on that hero, so...
Yeah, you can make the argument that one is a better build maybe for more pub play, and the other one is better for competitive. You know, when you're objective-based, you're just kind of looking to get the best out of it. Mid lane, though, Derp's in trouble. Gets pounced there from Ziz, and it's just quick hit and run for him like you do with your Slark. Or is it? Or is it? Grab from Mike. Nice snag from him. Pulls Slark right back home, and they get the kill. A quick Yules on the Sleazel will stop him from charging on forward, and, well... When the dust settles, it's Wheel getting the best of it, taking down the big Slark and only having to lose their derp support.
Goody's like, I'm rich. That's 500 gold you just gave me, Ziz. And also Roshan as well for Sleazel. Quelling Blade, SNY Mom. See you later, Roche. I don't know. Fog is sitting nearby. No Echo Slam. They could try to contest this. I think maybe Sleazel smoked in. I'm not 100% sure. Goody's going to try to counter ward. The ward is very, very far away. It's sitting over here on the side. And the Fisher comes in. I think Sleazel did not get hit by that stun. Derp's going to help out as well. Maybe throw a cask in there or something. Who knows? But this is Roche, and it's going to be taken down, and Sleazel will take the Aegis. So not only does that kill give them gold for Zeus and keep them fighting fit, but they also get the Aegis and the Roche as well, which provides Maelstrom and the Forest Staff. Two very big items for Wheel. Despite the kill score saying 8-2, it's still a pretty close game, although 5,000 net worth lead is pretty big. And Chessie, you could see why they have this lead. He's got BKB and Yule's now completed up for your Shadow Fiend. He's
2-0-0, so with the exception of those couple of kills that kind of came across him in that mid lane, he's been more dedicated to farming on up, and now he feels confident to strut his stuff here. All smoked, heading towards this top lane where Sleazel just TP'd to, so Sleazel is committed to this top lane. They know that. They want to punish him for it, so Chessie looking to creep in from behind. Sleazel puts himself way in behind, and oh, spoiler alert, Thunder God's Wrath comes out, but that was more for a kill on Slark in the bottom lane. I get distracted with the anticipated grab on top, but it's top lane where the action does break out, and they take down the Slark. That's a big grab for Wheel, and because of that Thunder Gods, they see what's happening. But look at Z-Freak. He's moving through the woods here. Still not going to be able to get Sleazel.
And that will allow Goody, and we've seen this more often than not. For Zeus, as a support, once you have your Soul Ring, go get that Midas. Get to that level 3 ultimate. Get to that Aghanim. Get to whatever else you want to build up. And I like the choice. It's not like you need... For Zeus to be effective, you just need levels. You don't need a blink like you do on a Lion. I mean, who also does need levels, but... For Zeus, it's all about getting up to that level 16, and this provides him a way to, you know, stay with everybody. You know, getting the Midas off, making sure he farms consistently, continually. I think that's a solid choice. There's still a long way for Wheel to go here if they want to take this series 2-0, but they have the ability to do so. They, however, will lose their second tier 1 tower if they're not careful. Lasso's up at 20 from Mike. It's still level 1 Lasso. He really wants that shorter cooldown. Meanwhile, Ziz has got a Shadow Blade. Sleazel doesn't see him. Derp is more than likely dead.
Instantly killed. Sleazel was close, but not close enough to try to return fire, so there is going to be no Witch Doctor, no Death Ward defense. Tier 1 does go down, and Wheel don't look to defend because of it, so big grab there for Complexity. They get a nice little economy boost from it. You see Fogged taking this opportunity to place a pretty aggressive ward. And that's what you do on your supports, and something that may not be acknowledged enough is that when you got that golden opportunity and you feel like you know exactly where your opposing team is, you can get in there, plant a very, very aggressive ward like this one, and it gets you a whole sweet set of intel and maybe allows the Slark to get some pickoffs. So, Relic, though, who considered making a go at that camp, maybe a bit uneasy about it. He's trying to farm it from the low ground here.
Yeah, this is, they have no idea where they are. I think they saw Fog rotate into the jungle with this ward here. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But that means they're going to be a little bit hesitant to head into their own jungle. Now they have a smoke. This is a very smart play. Mike has got a Firefly. I don't expect him to find anybody. Ziz is TPing away. He'll make it out just fine. Zeus ult's going to grab Vision. They see Z-Freak. They also see Fogged, who did buy his Blink Dagger. They threw up the Death Ward just to secure the kill. But in the end, Fog buying his Blink Dagger doesn't lose any money in the process of that death. So that's something at least.
Not too bad considering the time that was committed from Wheel just to get a support. So I don't think Complexity are too worried about it. And as you said, he already made the committed buy towards the Blink, so he doesn't have to suffer too much of a loss. Who did get that kill, though? It was...
Oh, Relic mid lane, Relic mid lane.
Oh, they're making it go. Requiem after the Yules doesn't finish him off, but the finger from Z-Freak will. Good grab right there. Chessie leading it in. He now has that Blink Dagger. This is where things get scary if you're Wheel. Now he can just jump in there, gets the instant Yules, and if you don't have help nearby, you are going to get spear bombed.
It's not fun, man. That's just it's a big a lot of souls in your face that you don't like feeling. And then the finger comes after. Relic is not okay with that.
No. Well, tier 2 will go down. Chessie with that double damage. Man, he hits freaking hard. About to be level 16. 13k net worth. Next closest, Sleazel. 12.3. They're going to make it even bigger here as they will take down this bottom tier 2. Complexity really taking over this map right now, putting Wheel in a bit of an uncomfortable position. And, well, look at Sleesel. He's charging on forward. 2-0 for your Jug. I have yet to really see him get a lot done with his Omni Slash, which is he just continues to farm it on up. He does have a Basher, still has that Aegis. Sange and Yasha already complete, plus 1k gold. He is pretty stacked himself, but there's not a lot of time left. In fact, no time left on that Aegis, so they were not able to use it. And in fact, it was them who lost most of the towers. So I don't know if we're going to be
right
too
now
happy.
Is that you can't Omni Slash into Ziz because he has Shadow Dance and even to Shadow Blade. You can't Omni Slash into the puck because he can phase shift and then Illusory Orb. You can't Omni Slash into Shadow Fiend. I mean, I guess you could, but
He has Yules though, so even then it would
yeah,
be hard.
exactly. It's still difficult. So the Omni Slash, which is a very, very big part of the Juggernaut's arsenal. In fact, honestly, it might be the biggest part of his arsenal. It's not useless, but it's very hard to secure kills unless you're getting a lasso off or you're hitting a big team fight or you're getting a big shackle shot. And this provides, I mean, and the biggest thing for me in this game for Complexity is that the supports are so much more farmed than the supports of Wheel. Like if you look at the Witch Doctor, he's got nothing. He's an urn. It's fine. But then there's like a Blink Dagger on both of the other supports. Z-Freak has one and Fog has one. So they have the X factor.
Look at it go.
And later on down the road, sure, Sleesel and Relic can carry this game 100%. No problems there. But as it stands now, they still have to deal with a very farm Shadow Fiend, a Slark who's on his way towards what I imagine to be a Scotty.
Yeah, I mean, you can give that as credit to all the towers they were able to bring down, and those supports just thrive off of all of that. And you can see that Wheel, who have yet to even take a tier 1 in the mid lane, still all tier 2 standing for Complexity. There's a lot of gold out there on the map for the side of Complexity that Wheel have not been able to claim yet, and those supports are starving for it. And they definitely need a bit of an economy boost because Witch Doctor, if he wants to get a day where he can finally have a sweet Ags. Luckily though, for their for their Zeus, he's got a Midas, so he can find his way with that. He's already got the staff here. Not sure if this is going to be the early component of a Agnums, maybe just a Force or a Yules.
I think it's a Yules. I think he wants to stay alive and have mobility. That seems to be. I think that's a really good option as a support Zeus. For somebody that says, okay, well, Ags might be a bit too late, but I can still go for that Yule Scepter, make sure to take a hero out of the fight, take myself out of the fight because I've, maybe bit off more than I could chew. I think that's a fine choice. Meanwhile, it's not going to matter, I don't think, if he gets blown up immediately by, like, say, Finger, Echo Slam, Requiem. There's so much team fighting potential from Complexity, and we talked about it, man. This is a must-win for them, and they're certainly playing it like a must-win game. I mean, especially Chessie, who he's returning to Echo Slam.
My God.
Well, we'll see you later, man.
It was quiet for quite a while, but then the emphatic dunk coming out from the dank one, Fog, just drops right on top of Relic's head, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Green.
Well, he goes down. And it feels like Wheel are just stuck in a bit of a rut where they can't really go for their own hit jobs like that. Not at least until Mike is able to throw together a BKB, which he's working on it. He's got the Ogre Club, almost enough for the hammer. But until then, it's not easy for them to kind of lead in with a good initiation here. You can see Goody's kind of dancing with the Slark on his own, scares him back and away. Speaking of BKB, Sleesel gets one of his own here. So
yeah, BKBs are being built for everybody on Wheel, with the exception of the supports, obviously. Relic's very close. He bought his Mithril Hammer, I hope, before he died. He's back alive now. He's 1,200 away from having his recipe, which will secure the BKB. Sleesel picks up his BKB. Mike, like you said, has enough for the Mithril Hammer now. You need those items before you can fight. Echo Slam, Requiem, Finger, Earth Spike, Illusory Orb, Dream Coil, Waning Rift, Hex. The list goes on. A lot of the damage is magical. Very little is physical. Currently, the only physical they have is Slark and Shadow Fiend. That's enough in its own right. But later on, those BKBs are going to come into use when you do have the damage coming out for the Wind Ranger with her Aghanim Scepter, if she can get there, man. But this is just such a big lead now. It doesn't feel like a 10k net worth lead for CoL, but it certainly is. And they'll keep the pressure on, hopefully. And maybe go for another smoke, maybe go for another Echo Slam soon. But now Mike's the one pressuring ahead and looking for a pick, but he can't find one.
Z-Freak invested a very nice ward up here and put it off to the left-hand side. They were trying to find something, but Goody couldn't detect it. And now they get that extra sweet bit of intel to know as far as who's waiting near the mid lane from the side of Wheel, who's committed to doing some jungle farm. And with that, they can use it to kind of make a good opportunity to take a fight. So props there to Z-Freak to find a way to get in there, get a good ward down, and it's going to be going undetected, at least as of now. Sleesel continues to find his farm, and now we'll be moving into the Roche here.
All right, so I said this yesterday. I was like, I don't know how much dire advantage exists, but you're down 10k net worth, and you know that Roche is up. Complexity still have to smoke to get there in time, and instead of just being able to take it themselves. I still think the dire advantage exists for Roshan, and how low is it? It's getting there. It's not done yet. They might find a fight before.
Oh no.
We'll see, man.
Oh no. It's about to go down. Is it too late? Oh, Mike kidnaps him. Takes him to the high ground. Sleesel will be able to finish it off, and now they duke it up. Ziz is going to be brought back down. Sleesel killing spree. Double kill with the Omni Slash, but Chessie is a beast. Pops his BKB, tries to right-click it, but the beautiful shackle from Relic. And they're going to look to make a retreat. It's 2 for 2, but oh no, you're not going anywhere. Yules throws him up, raises to follow. Sleesel's able to get the kill. He goes down, but he's got the Aegis. Buyback coming out from your Witch Doctor. Sleesel chooses to run, gets pounced on. Do they commit for the fight? Sleesel turns back. Chessie, he's in trouble. The hit bash locks him in place. Maldic, Death Ward, anything they can do to stop him. And they will get him down. Oh, Ziz moves right back in to fight. Sleesel low on life, his last life. And oh, what a sweet regen. Doesn't matter though, the chase is still there. Pounce to the high ground. And I think that's enough for Ziz to get away. And holy moly, we'd waited quite a while for a big fight like that one. And this fight recap doesn't really tell the whole story, but...
It doesn't. I was just looking at it. It's like, damn it, fight recap. We need to know. But that was an incredible play from Relic. Such patience. When Ziz and Chessie walked up to the high ground, they should have known what was going to happen. That fight gets them so much. Wind Ranger picks up her BKB. Sleesel, well, she's going to get fingered, but they find Z-Freak. They're going to kidnap. Swindle's back in. He maybe is going to chase after Relic, but Shackle Shot not connecting. Ziz chasing after the Dark Pact. The cask is going to go. No Dark Pact to get it off. They will back away. They take another kill. They don't get the tier 1 tower, however. That is the one thing that they are not able to accomplish. So, still a very, very fortunate set of events for Wheel. They've got a long way to go, but they're still back in the running here in this second game.
Man, oh man. Mike, got to give it to him. That engagement mid lane just there now. Z-Freak trying to get a quick burst onto Relic. Mike was really quick on that trigger finger to jump in and catch him with that lasso. And they're able to kind of bring in another sweet kill. And it goes to, of all people, their Jug, who now has 4.4k. And he's the one who benefits so much. He has yet to be taken down. 6-0-1 for Sleesel. It's looking damn strong. For a game that was looking like Complexity, you know, 10k plus, and has had the net worth lead for pretty much the whole duration, Wheel finally get something going their way. And, well, let's see if they can hold on to it here. It looks like Complexity are going to be moving in now from the south side towards this tier 2. Abyssal Blade now complete for Sleesel. He has no buyback. They need that lockdown for Ziz. They really do. Or even for Chessie with his BKB. Lasso's going to go with the Dark Pact. He got it off. Death Ward. They blow up Swindle. They Abyssal Blade Chessie. He's in trouble. Sleezel's going to work. Ziz pounces, but gets shackled. Omni Slash is going to go. The finger, the only kill the Radiant can secure, is on a poor goddamn Witch Doctor. Z-Freak going to try to TP out. Bash. They don't even need it. Sleesel gets the double kill. A monster kill for him. Sleesel is carrying his team on his back. He gets in. He kills 4 pretty much. My God, this game has turned on its head. Look at the fight recap. It doesn't tell us anything. It's garbage again. Stupid freaking fight recap. Come on. I'm like, come on, show me those juicy numbers. And it's like, burnt. And I love it because half the time the chat's like, where's the fight recap? And I bring it up and it's like that. So it's like, can't always count on it. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, man, what a convenient timing to have an Abyssal Blade. Picks up his knife, And my God, it goes to work right away. I think they were just in for a rude awakening with that one. They went in and they got clocked.
Yeah, that's... First of all, Swindle dies within seconds. Not even half a second. That Yule Scepter does not keep him alive. 900 HP falls almost instantly between Relic's right-click and Sleesel's right-click. And Sleesel's just like, I don't give a damn about your BKB, Chessie. I've got an Abyssal Blade. And kills him almost as quickly as he kills Swindle. And even Derp getting involved. That's a level 2 Death Ward coming out, so... Now let's check the net worth graph. Look at that, Dakota.
Woo.
Look at that net worth graph.
That is a dip down. I hope you got your harness, carabiners, your rope, because that is a steep fall. Right back to square even here. XP is actually shifted all the way across in the favor of Wheel. Thunder God's Wrath going to be flying out, and they'll get that extra bit of intel. Z-Freak plants a ward up on the high ground here to see if maybe anyone will be moving through the northern part of the map, but my oh my. It looked like Complexity had a good thing going for him to try to take it to a game 3, but Wheel, they are no pushover. And certainly not Sleesel. He has been committed on his jug to farm it on up, and because of that huge engagement... I mean, this all started from that huge fight at the conclusion of the Roche, and if Sleesel didn't have that second life, it could have been a very different fight, but he profits a lot from it, gets the Abyssal Blade, which is the key factor in that next fight. So with 2 big fights under their belt, Wheel, they're in good shape.
Man, it's absurd to me how much damage Sleesel is doing this game. I did not think he could possibly do that much, and it's really Relic as well helping him out, who now is heading towards that Aghanim Scepter, unsurprisingly, and he's very close. We're talking about 1,200 gold away, and by the end, by this next blood goal, maybe even closer. So, if you are Complexity, I don't know what you do, because like you're already pretty farmed now, and you realize very quickly that BKB might not be enough this game. They have to, I think, contest the next Roshan. They certainly can't let another Aegis go the way of Sleesel, but he's going to be super farmed anyways. Look at him. He's already got 4.2k.
Oh yeah, he's loaded. Don't get me wrong, a regular Scrooge McDuck over here as he chops on through this endangered species of Triceratops, Thunderhides, and Mud Golems. He doesn't even care. 5k gold now built up. Where do we go from here for your jug? Is it, well, I guess he can actually hold a bit of gold to see if there's going to be a yeah, you know, you never know if maybe a butterfly could be grabbed here for Chessie, but hold that thought.
That's true. Yeah.
Complexity.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, it's good to kind of see what the next investment is for their... Oh, God, Goody. Wrong place at the wrong time. He has the, I guess they'll just chalk it up. The support catches out the smoke moving from Complexity. They lose their Zeus. And it does go to Lion. Not terrible for Wheel, but a step in the right direction for Complexity.
That's one of those, for Goody, you're like walking down an alley in New York City that you're not really used to, and all of a sudden just 3 guys come out of nowhere and you're like, oh, I'm mugged.
I'm in Harlem. Okay.
Please don't take my money. Don't kill me, actually. You can take whatever you want, just don't kill me.
Just when you think you're safe. And, well...
And you're not, man.
I'm sure Wheel are okay with that. Could have gone worse. They could have, you know, got onto a Bat Rider, their Wind Ranger, Jug even, and got that huge bounty. You got to remember, with Sleesel performing like this, he's 8-0. That's a huge bounty on his head. And when he goes down, if he goes down. They're hiding out in this bottom lane, but it's where Complexity are now, at the top, where they're going to look to pressure this tier 2. They throw out the ult now, they'll get an idea of what's going on. But as they're hesitant in that top lane, maybe Wheel look to press towards the high ground here and force them to rotate back.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they're going to do here. I think they're waiting for heroes to show top right now. They'll see Swindle Melons, they'll TP back a couple of heroes. Sleesel is going to sit behind these trees. They're waiting for someone to farm bottom. Do they have vision of any of these heroes? They don't. The lasso comes out. Chessie in trouble. The Death Ward, the Abyssal Blade. What a bait. The Omni Slash.
Oh.
They're going to get Z-Freak. Sleesel's godlike. That was an incredible bait. I was looking at the vision. They had absolutely no idea that anybody from Wheel was down here. And Chessie goes to farm, and he gets jumped on.
Close attempt at a latch right there from Relic, but not going to be able to catch Ziz on the way out, so big grab right there for Wheel. They're not able to follow it up with any sort of objective. Uh-oh, Goody again. Where is my map? Because I keep getting lost. Runs into trouble once more. Ziz just kind of gets
Greenwich Village?
Yeah, he's like, is this... I'm looking for the Upper East Side. That's... Yeah, you're not in the right place. And Ziz picks his pocket, takes his life, and goes back to farming. As if, really, he didn't just murder a man.
He's nothing on his conscience.
Yeah. All right, well...
He goes to sleep at night, not having any trouble. Now, Ziz is... He can bring this game back. We've seen late game Slarks go to work, and that is maybe the biggest item purchase of this game is Swindlemelon's Aghanim Scepter. We're talking about a stun duration of 3 seconds, and actually 4.5 with Scepter, and it goes through magic immunity, which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually might turn the game around. There's been no set of racks taken. We'll have looked good, but this is something they haven't had to deal with. This going through magic immunity itemization coming out from the puck, which is very, very important.
You also have an Aghanim Scepter coming online for Relic. So his focus fire, whether it be on your opponent or their structure, is going to be eating a lot of serious damage if they're not ready for it. And you also have a refresher recipe for Zeus, but there's going to be the lasso grab. They're pulling Swindlemelons to the low ground. And yeah, Abyssal Blade will secure that kill. Now beyond godlike for Sleesel as he pushes himself ahead. Now 10-0 on his jug.
Fogged was ready for that play, and he was a half second too late. Mike was already on the low ground when he jumped into Echo, and now Fogg's angrily killing creeps. He's like, God damn it! So close to saving my Swindlemelons, but it didn't happen.
Nope. I tell you, Wheel have been doing a good job when they find opportunities like that. They don't leave too many openings for a counterfight from Complexity. They seem to be catching them when they're not all together, not in unison. And, I mean, you could always chalk that up to the fact that Complexity are playing with a couple of stand-ins. Maybe they don't seem to be in sync, but still putting on a strong showing here. 16-16. Doesn't feel like that, as this started as a very dominant game for Complexity. At one point above 10K. Now, for the first time this game, Wheel have taken control of the net worth lead. And the XP lead is 7,500. Pause from Mike, of all people, as he says, I'll be right back.
BRB.
Be right back.
See you later. Door. Door is the common NEL phrase. Somebody
Pizza.
pauses after they get a kill, and then it's just door. Everyone's like, you son of a bitch. Oh, man.
Well, we'll take a moment for Mike to kind of finish doing what he's doing here. And, you know, they told me I shouldn't be looking at a whole lot when these pauses do happen. So I'll kind of meander my camera around a little bit. But,
yeah.
Oh, man. To tell you, it's still anyone's game at this point. As far as structures go, we still have 2 tier 2s on the side of Complexity there. There's actually less structures for the side of Wheel. So... becomes a bit scary when you think about the gold that's still out there for Wheel to take. But what we have to see is once these supports, and it looks like he is back, once these supports get these next big items together here, things get even more scary for Complexity. Refresher in the works. Mike apparently lied. Needs another moment. I guess maybe someone else on his team wasn't thinking he'd be back and ready to go. So
Pink's AFK.
Yeah,
Good
Derp
stuff,
Derp
guys.
probably took the moment to run to
Hey,
the
you know,
bathroom or
let's
something.
We don't have to be anywhere tonight. You know, we don't have another series to play. Don't worry about it, guys. Just take as long as you like.
I mean, I don't know what time it is now. We're supposed to start our next series in like 10 minutes, so that's where our schedule's looking.
That could happen.
It's true. You never know. If Wheel makes a big play here, we end out this series 2-0. We'll still be on schedule, but you know, obviously we want the best possible series we can. Complexity could make a comeback, take it to a game 3. We'll have a long day ahead of us, but we want the best Dota teams to duke it out for that one spot. We don't want these unfortunate 5 vs 4s and pauses and all this stuff to kind of get in the way.
Yeah, we've been very lucky this game, as opposed to last game, but I don't want to jinx anything.
Don't jinx it.
It's too late. It's already done, man. We're lost. I'm sorry.
All right, well, I knocked on wood.
Let me do the same.
Yeah, I pulled my pants up after I did that, and now we're going to get a push here. Bottom lane. Whoa! Wheel Gaming rolling down this bottom lane. Can they get this tier 3? They move on in. Sleesel starts chopping it home. The immediate glyph comes out from Complexity. They feel itchy and ready to fight. They got the Aegis in hand here for Sleesel, so they put him out in front. He's going to get Yulesed up. Just slowing him down as best as possible. But there goes Mike. He gets a hold of Z-Free, pulls him back. Thunder God's Wrath Lion is out now. Might need to buy back. He goes down. Will buy back. Ziz goes down immediately thereafter. And he's going to be forced to go into his piggy bank and also buy back. Stun. Sleesel gets fingered up. Trying to walk away. Still has it. Echo Slam does go out. Not the biggest of damage, but here comes the Requiem. Canceled with the Abyssal Blade. Beautiful shackle shot from Relic, and he unleashes his fury. Chessie will go down. 80 seconds. Might need to buy back himself. Will buy back. Ziz now going toe-to-toe with Relic. They continue their pursuit. We catch this north side fight. Another shackle from Relic. Stunned with the fissure. Ziz still alive. Will go down. Relic, a beast here at the end. Gets a double kill.
What are you doing up there? They were on the Uber cliff. And Swindle finally gets the kill.
Another shackle! Unbelievable!
Player, that might be it, my friend. That might be the series. 4 dead all day. Sleesel, Relic, doing work. Mike even with the lasso. Will are looking incredible. And they'll take a racks easily. They can't take middle racks. They can't take top racks. There's still a tier 2 in their way. But
they might just go for the end. We asked that maybe we will be on schedule, and we'll look to comply. Still without both big cores on the side of Complexity. They tried their damnedest to defend. Fog will buy out, but he might be in trouble here. Nice quick Yules will stop Mike from lassoing anyone, or at least getting a hold of anyone. And the tier 4s, though, they're in trouble. Sleesel chops him in. He's on his last life. He does go down. But they do leave Relic behind here. He's actually going to pop his BKB, and they're going to leave. Whoa, man.
Sketchy fight coming out from that second engagement from Wheel. They did take the full set of racks, so the other decision to make was to back up, push, and maybe take the tier 2 tower, which they would have gotten, I think, but that's definitely not the right decision. I think they make the right call going for those tier 4s. They do take down both of them. Sleesel does die in the end, but he picks up a Scotty as well as has enough for buyback. He has more than enough for buyback. He is rich as all hell. And I don't think this game is going to end yet, but we are getting close because the buybacks were already used from Ziz. They were already used from Chessie as well. And if we'll take one more engagement like that, regardless of having Aegis or not, the game's over. That's it. So it's crazy. Relic and Sleesel, excuse me, are playing out of their minds right now.
They really are. One more good movement like that, this could be over. Buybacks have already been used from Complexity. I just can't believe how fast the Slark went down in that engagement. I know the jump was onto the Lion. They pulled back Z-Freak. They got that kill, but it felt like within a breath, it was Ziz who went down there after. I don't know how he got caught out, but maybe Sleesel just got a hold of him.
Oh, Relic, another shackle fogged and Z-Freak. We'll see you later, guys.
Oh,
have a
man.
good fight.
That's the gem, too. All in the exchange for Derp. That's 2 supports out for a minute. No buyback on either of them. And it looks like Sleesel is back.
Is that worth it? I don't think so. It's not. And Fog doesn't have buyback, nor does Z-Freak. They're going to bot Sleesel in, and they're going to go for the tier 2. There's no reason to defend at the tier 2. They should rotate mid and take the other tier 2, but instead they're pushing high ground currently. All right.
Okay, well, we'll see. Power shot does fly. Sleesel moves in. No Aegis, mind you. He's just doing it the good old-fashioned way. Does get bashed. Eats a little bit of damage, but nothing he can't shrug off. They get this tier 3 pretty low. Mike is waiting for an opportunity. There's going to be the Yules. There's the pounce on the Sleesel. He dishes the Abyssal Blade. Goes out with the Omni Slash. It is going to be mitigated between the creeps, so can't finish anyone off. Your tier 3 will go down. Sleesel's in trouble here. It's going to be forced out to safety. Chessie fakes out the Requiem. Wheel don't lose anyone, and Complexity supports will be back now. And after it's all done, just a tier 3 will be dropped. No blood will be shed, though.
This has been a very solid game from Wheel. One that they were down 10,000 at the beginning of this game. They're up 15,000 now. That is the power of Relic Shackle shots. He's been on point. Sleecel's Abyssal Blade came at the perfect time. The perfect time. That bottom lane engagement, that's where everything went wrong for Complexity. And now it continues to just dip down further and further. And all they have to do is play this the right way, and they'll secure their spot to the grand finals here in Stage 2 of Star Ladder Season 12, the American region. Boy, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, there's... Right. You did it, though. I'm proud of you.
I did my best.
It's not over. After this, they have a tough test. I'm sure waiting and watching from the sidelines now. Team Tinker, anxious to see who their next opponent will be. And in their eyes, who they can beat to secure that spot. So, and if this has already been a pretty long-winded, and I'm sure these teams are getting pretty fatigued at this series already. It's just game number 2. I feel like I've been casting this game for 2 days.
Yeah.
Or this series, at least. But yeah. This one has gone a bit smoother and looking pretty sharp here for Wheel on the comeback path. But it ain't over yet, and I think we'll know that. Safest route is just kind of stalling it out for a bit, securing that Roche, and then going for the final blow. But for Complexity, where do you go from here? Do you risk contesting that Roche, making that big kind of a play rather?
I think you have to, because if you have an Aegis on Sleesel or whoever for that matter, then it's just too much. But which, by the way, he's going for Refresher Orb on Juggernaut. I just want to throw that out there. Double Omni Slash, double BKB, double Abyssal Blade. Frightening stuff.
Yeah. So Sleesel, he's going to be a powerhouse for this next engagement. Could surprise them with the quick Refresher buy. But
there's no buyback, really, also. It's just Swindle and Relic. That's it.
He would need to make sure if he can get this recipe plus secure some gold for the buyback. Just in case for Sleesel.
Yeah,
in the meantime, they'll wait. Because he can always buy back Boot to Travel in to kind of finish the game if it gets to that point.
He is how far away from buyback? 99 gold. Okay, so he needs... Sell that Quelling Blade. Go sell the Quelling Blade. Yeah, there you go. Good work, Sleesel. Anything to get up there, man. Trust me.
He's like, haha, I sold it. Now I got
Still doesn't have the math doesn't update or something. It's really weird. I don't know how it scales. It says he still needs 104.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah. Well, he'll get that 104 probably within this wave. So he's got to feel pretty good. He's near a little bit of trouble here. Z-Freak waiting in the wings. Could blink and insta-lock him down, but I don't know if they have the follow-up damage, so they don't take anything out of it. Plus, you got to consider a lot of Wheel are missing here. Zeus needs 30 seconds before he'll have Thunder God's Wrath back up, but here's Complexity in this top lane. Oh, man. Orb already out. Relic. Oh, God. Insta Shackle. Swindles and Tree's dead. Okay.
Luckily, he is buyback.
Yeah, that was that was easy work right there.
Sleesel has his Refresher now, and he sold his Mask of Madness. There is a Butterfly now for Chessie, which might be enough to keep him alive. Honestly, that could be it. That's maybe what they're lacking, and we'll wait and see, man. We have to wait and see. Refresher on a couple of heroes now. Bad has a Refresher, double Lasso, double Zeus Ult, double Omni Slash, and jump in. Sleesel's getting blown up. He might be in trouble. The Death Ward coming out. Sleesel's gonna fall. Will he buyback bots it? I don't think so. Derp about to go down. Good hold. Another Zeus Ult finishes off yet another hero. Blink Lasso coming in. Chessie's gonna get caught. Goody comes through. There's the Shackle shot, not latching. Yule Scepter to keep him up in the air, but I think Chessie is dead. He will fall. Does he have buyback? No. Ziz in trouble as well. He will have buyback. Now going to work on Fan of Soy on Dark Pack goes. Another Lasso, but Ziz is gonna fall. He's the only one with buyback on his side, and that might be it, man. Complexity. And their run here in Star Ladder Star Series. Season number 12 might be over. That might be it. The Ancient exposed, they get the racks, and that should be it, man.
Yep.
What a game. What a series from Wheel.
Yeah, very nicely played. A good string of fortunate fights there for Wheel. Secures him the game. After that big Roche engagement, just after Sleesel was able to get it. And at that moment, Sleesel was about to finish Roche, but there was a chance that Ziz could have moved in there and gotten it, but Mike got the lasso, pulled him to the high ground, and that's when things got very chaotic. They win that fight. The next fight, that's when he gets the quick Abyssal Blade. It looks like it caught Complexity off guard. They win that fight, and, well, ever since then, they pretty much had the advantage. So big props here to Wheel. They close out the series 2-0. Obviously, for game number 1, very unfortunate for Complexity and the issues and, you know, Fly/TLK not being able to reconnect into the game. They had to kind of do their best with a 5v4. They have Chessie for game number 2, and he does a really nice job with his Shadow Fiend, but it's just not enough to beat Wheel. And they'll be getting to move on. Our next series is going to be now Wheel taking on Tinker. What do you think about that, Maut?
I think we'll have a good chance, especially with how they've played this game, this series. I think Tinker, definitely the favorites by far, and for good reason. They have some of the most exciting talent right now with Black and KotLGuy, Bulba even playing very well, and Pylai Dai, as well as Waitu, have been playing unstoppably as the support. So we'll wait and see, man, which Tinker's going to show up. But is it the amazing Tinker that can finish off a game in 20 to 30 minutes, or is it the Tinker that has had a couple of rough ones getting stomped? We'll have to wait and see, man. I don't know who to go for. I'm just hoping for a good series. That's all I'm hoping for.
Yeah, good, clean 5v5 Dota series is what anyone could ask for, and that series is going to be coming up. We actually are on schedule, that match to start in 2 minutes, so we're going to quickly wrap things up, get into that lobby, and get the show on the road. A possibly light-fatigued Wheel going to be taking on Tinker coming up next. I'm KotLGuy. That's Maut. Catch him on Maut Dota on his Twitter. Hit follow on this channel and check for the VODs at Beyond the Summit, and of course, get those free game goods.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember, G2A.com, the best video game store ever!